What if everything you knew about Hollywood was a lie? What if the very industry that claims to promote free speech and social justice is, in reality, suppressing the voices that challenge its narrative? For Mel Gibson, this question isn't hypothetical, it's his personal reality. Once hailed as one of the most iconic figures in Hollywood, Gibson is now at the center of a cultural storm, challenging the industry's very foundation. His latest film, Sound of Freedom, is the spark that ignites this battle, a project that has not only stirred up Hollywood but also challenged the narrative of woke culture that has come to dominate it. Mel Gibson's bold return. Mel Gibson has faced controversy before. Known for his roles in Mad Max and Braveheart, his career has been marked by moments of brilliance but also by clashes with Hollywood's norms. However, with Sound of Freedom, he is facing a battle unlike any he's fought before. The film, which focuses on the horrifying reality of child trafficking in Latin America, doesn't just sidestep political correctness, it shatters it. From the moment it was announced, the film was met with resistance from major Hollywood studios, who saw it as a threat to their carefully curated image. Gibson's stance against woke culture is clear. He believes it's not just a movement for social justice but something that stifles creativity and silences dissenting voices. In a 6-year-old interview with actor John Lithgow, Gibson predicted Hollywood's radical shift, stating, "I've never seen Hollywood quite so shaken by anything. It's a little late, so we'll see how it all shakes down." Gibson's criticism of woke culture is rooted in his belief that it has become a creativity-crushing, silence-enforcing beast, a force that exiles anyone who doesn't conform to its beliefs. Hollywood, he argues, is like a group of priests who punish and cancel anyone who dares to challenge the status quo. In his view, Hollywood doesn't just silence dissent, it actively works to suppress voices that go against its narrative. The suppression of Sound of Freedom. The journey of Sound of Freedom is a perfect example of this suppression. The film, which tackles the grim issue of child trafficking, was not embraced by the Hollywood elite. In fact, it was actively suppressed, with studios hoping it would fade into obscurity. The content of the film, which confronts uncomfortable truths about the world, was too much for an industry that prefers to focus on politically correct issues. But instead of backing down, Gibson and his team employed a revolutionary strategy to get the film into the public eye, a staggered release across different countries, ensuring that the film remained in the spotlight and generated ongoing buzz. This smart strategy paid off, as Sound of Freedom shattered box office records, despite attempts to suppress it. It became a symbol of defiance against the industry's attempts to control the narrative. The film's success wasn't just about financial triumph, it sparked conversations about Hollywood's hypocrisy, corruption, and its reluctance to confront difficult issues when it doesn't suit the industry's agenda. The backlash. As expected, Hollywood's response to Sound of Freedom was swift and harsh. The mainstream media launched a series of attacks against the film, trying to dismiss it as fear-mongering and conspiracy theorizing. But Gibson wasn't silent in the face of this attack. He became the film's most vocal advocate, calling out the hypocrisy of an industry that claims to care about social issues but stays silent on one of the most pressing issues of our time, child trafficking. In a world where deviating from the politically correct narrative often results in ostracism, Gibson has shown no fear. He has repeatedly spoken out about the industry's double standards, accusing Hollywood of prioritizing political agendas over authentic storytelling. For Gibson, the true hypocrisy lies in Hollywood's willingness to cancel anyone who steps out of line while conveniently ignoring real-world issues when it benefits them. The changing landscape of Hollywood. What Gibson is really taking aim at is Hollywood's increasing embrace of a woke agenda, one that emphasizes virtue signaling over genuine, impactful storytelling. In an industry where films are now often made to tick boxes on a political correctness checklist, Gibson's approach is refreshing. He's not interested in pandering to the masses or conforming to the industry's expectations. Instead, he's focused on telling stories that matter, even if they challenge the norms of the day. Take, for example, Hacksaw Ridge, a film that tells the true story of Desmond Doss, a World War II medic who saved 75 soldiers without ever firing a shot. The film is raw and emotionally gripping, showing the brutal realities of war. It didn't fit neatly into the sanitized Hollywood narrative, but it was a huge success. Audiences embraced it, critics praised it, and Gibson received another Oscar nomination. The film was proof that audiences want authentic, unflinching storytelling, not just politically correct narratives. With the Passion of the Christ, Resurrection on the horizon, Gibson is preparing to push the boundaries even further. This upcoming film, deeply rooted in Christian themes, is expected to be just as controversial as its predecessor, The Passion of the Christ. In an industry that often sidelines or dilutes religious content, Gibson's bold embrace of these themes sets him apart. He's unafraid of the backlash and indifferent to the inevitable controversy. For Gibson, it's not about fitting in, it's about telling stories that challenge, provoke, and stir up important conversations. Hollywood's double standards. The industry's response to Gibson highlights Hollywood's deep-rooted double standards. While figures like Dwayne, The Rock, Johnson can face accusations of scandalous behavior, including involvement in conspiracy theories about child trafficking, the reaction is often mixed. Some defend him, while others quietly distance themselves. But when Gibson critiques woke culture, the backlash is swift and severe. This double standard underscores the hypocrisy at play in today's entertainment industry. Hollywood claims to be the beacon of social justice, yet it's quick to silence anyone who challenges its narrative. It's a place where cancel culture thrives, where people are blacklisted for speaking out of turn, and where films that tackle uncomfortable truths are suppressed or dismissed. Gibson's defiance, a sign of hope? In today's world, Mel Gibson's refusal to back down is more than just a personal stance, it's a statement. He has witnessed Hollywood's darker side, endured public scandals, and been blacklisted. But instead of breaking him, these experiences have only made him stronger. For Gibson, this battle goes beyond filmmaking. It's about preserving the essence of Hollywood. It's about ensuring that the industry stays true to its roots as a place for bold, meaningful storytelling that doesn't shy away from difficult truths. Gibson's defiance is resonating with an increasing number of fans who feel disconnected from Hollywood's current trajectory. As the industry pushes its woke agenda, Gibson stands firm, advocating for the stories that need to be told, no matter how controversial they may be. His films, unapologetic and unafraid, are finding an audience that longs for authenticity in an era where it's in short supply. So what does this ongoing battle mean for the future of Hollywood? One thing is certain, Mel Gibson is not going anywhere. As the industry continues to embrace its woke agenda, Gibson remains a powerful voice for change. His films resonate with audiences who are hungry for something real, something that challenges the status quo and pushes boundaries. For Gibson, this isn't just about making films, it's about making a statement. And the statement is clear: Hollywood's obsession with political correctness is a threat to the art of filmmaking itself. And he's not backing down, no matter how much they try to silence him. As Hollywood continues to shift under the weight of political correctness and woke culture, Mel Gibson remains a rare figure who dares to challenge the narrative. Sound of Freedom is more than just a film, it's a direct challenge to an industry that often values image over substance. With his unwavering commitment to telling authentic, unfiltered stories, Gibson is fighting to save the essence of Hollywood, and in doing so, he's inspiring a new generation of filmmakers and audiences who are ready to embrace the truth, no matter how uncomfortable it may be.